Hey guys, welcome back. Today we are continuing on. I think this is part four now, which is crazy. Uh, which is yeah, which very crazy, very crazy. We're on part four of the story for 2026, and I did a feud post WrestleMania, the Raw after Mania, or like what I like to say, what I like to call it is Raw Mania. Um, and on that Raw, yeah, we had Roxanne call out Jade and like, look, I'm actually the best. You're holding my title. I was the best woman of 2025. Jade's like, no, I was, because, they were the best two women of 2025. And it's kind of just seeing who's the best woman in the current division, period. Um, and yeah, that's it. And so let's go over the next PLE, shall we? And the next PLE is Backlash, guys. Backlash France. Here we go. So, the opening match to Backlash 2026 is. Uh, where is he? Sheamus defending his Intercontinental Championship against the winner of the contendership match at WrestleMania, which is. Uh, Look, this match would be straight up fire. I think it would be really nice at a Backlash. I feel like it just fits the vibe. I think Gunther really does fit a Backlash vibe. I mean, after all, he was at the 2025 Backlash in real life, not in my story, against, Pat McAfee, which is better than I thought it was going to be. This is just a straight up nice match, and it's really good to give Sheamus love with his Intercontinental Championship, because obviously Sheamus, what's Sheamus actually doing right now in real life? What's he actually doing? And so, um, yeah, Sheamus, and I feel like it's good to have him featured on a couple of PLEs defending his Intercontinental Championship. And yeah, this is just a solid banger of a match. Opening Backlash, and Sheamus retains somehow. He almost gets slept by Gunther a couple of times, but Sheamus is able to endure it and push through, and he wins the match, pins Gunther, and he retains his title. I've only got 4 matches for this Backlash, but Backlashers mainly only have 4 or 5 matches anyway, and they're pretty good ones, definitely. Being Jade Cargill defending her Women's World Heavyweight Championship against where is she? Roxanne Perez, which, remember, Roxanne Perez is one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, and she's, gonna defend that against the contendership winners at WrestleMania, being Jada Parker and Kiana James. And this is a solid match, and it's very. I don't know how to say this, but it's the aura. Without sounding cringy, it's a very on edge match, because you don't know who's going to win. And also, it's not just the fact that it's a match for a title, it's a match to dictate, to determine who's actually better out of these two women. Because, like I said, Roxanne and Jade were the number one and number two best women of 2025, each being title holders, and yet it puts it to the test, and Jade wins. Not really surprised there. Also, like I said, Jade, got more of a career rather than Roxanne. Roxanne's still very young, but there's still a big future for Roxanne. But Jade wins here, and she just won the title at WrestleMania, beating Rhea Ripley. So I guess it makes sense. And yeah, Jade retains the Women's World Heavyweight Championship, and now Roxanne can get back with Cora Jade and focus on defending their Women's Tag Team Championship belts. The next is a tag team match for the World Tag Team titles. Um, so, let's have a look at this. We have the defending champs, which is up here. Rey Mysterio and Jack and Lee. They're defending their World Tag Team titles against the combination tag team of Damian Priest teaming up with a Puerto Rican legend. I just downloaded him because he's no longer in 2K25, which sucks because he was in 2K24 and 2K23, and that's why 2K24 is like the best game. This is for the World Tag Team titles. I think this is a perfect backlash match. It puts Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee in the spotlight again, being, on a PLE, putting the Raw tag team titles on the line on a PLE is really good as well. And on top of that, some new faces with Damian Priest finally coming hand in hand with his good mate Bad Bunny, because obviously my favorite match of all time is Bad Bunny versus Damian Priest, Backlash 2023. And so obviously Damien now no longer being a part of the Judgment Day because he left in 2024. This is clearly they're obviously friends now, and this is perfect. And the winners of this match are Damian Priest and Bad Bunny. So Damian Priest and Bad Bunny are now the World Tag Team Champions. Obviously, with this match, kind of like the main event of WrestleMania, it's not heels versus good guys in this instance. It's good guys versus good guys, if that makes sense. Like Rey Mysterio, Dragon Lee respect and love Bad Bunny. But obviously they're fighting for the sake of the match, defending the titles in a respectful manner. But yeah, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny win the title, sorry. And the main event of the night is something, and as a build up to this match, it's Montez Ford defending the WWE Championship, which is crazy to think that all 4 matches at this Backlash are title matches, and important ones as well, So Montez Ford is defending his title against none other than Jimmy Uso. Now, there's a lot to go over in this. So Jay hasn't returned yet since he's lost at WrestleMania. Either as Roman, really. Well, he's about to return, sort of, and I'll talk about that soon. But Jimmy's back because he wants revenge, and this is a very got serious Jimmy, and this isn't just Jimmy Uso. This is God mode Jimmy Uso, not as much as God mode Jay Uso, like the 2026 Royal Rumble when he went against Uncle Howdy in that aura field entrance, as well as Jay Uso going against Drew McIntyre. I think that's Saturday night's main event 2025 December. This is like a serious Jimmy Uso. He's got the Ulafala on him. He's serious. He's going in with his main theme going. He's badass. He's going in. He's tough. And this build-up is that Jimmy Uso is angry that Montez Ford obviously took the title and beat up Jay. Jimmy still thinks that Ford attacked Sammy, and there's all going on. And so at this point in time, Montez Ford is still overwhelmed of his victory, and he still doesn't believe that he's deserving of this title. He still can't believe that he's won the title, but also that he's in the single division and the solo division. And he's still trying to find his feet and his placements. And Jimmy Uso's got this whole thing going on where he's trying to do Ford a favor, take the title away from Ford, because Jimmy's like, this power does things to you and turns you into someone that you're not, and it holds so much power that it changes you. And Jimmy's like, you don't know what it's like to hold this power. My family does. Roman does. Jay does. They know what it's like to hold this power. And on top of all that, especially with Roman, Jimmy brings up how the feeling of losing that amount of power destroys you mentally, and you will never be able to come back from it. And you will never be the same again, and you will be depressed and you'll be down. So Jimmy Uso is like, I'm trying to do you a favor. Let me take this title away from you now, because when you actually, because if you lose this title, Jimmy's like, yeah, give it to me, please. Because Jimmy's like, if you lose this title, it will destroy you, because this title holds a sense of power, and when you lose that power, it destroys you. It changes. It's the same concept of love. Some people don't love someone because they can't deal with the fact of losing that love once they've gotten it, because love is the most powerfulest thing that there is in this world, and that's why breakups freaking suck. And anyway, so this is a big match. It's main event: Jimmy Uso going up against Montez Ford, and Montez Ford retains. However, at the end of the match, Jimmy's exhausted in the mat, on the mats in the middle of the ring, and then Sami Zayn returns and he comes in, charges in, and hell of a kicks Ford and beats up Ford and kicks him out of the ring, because remember, Sami thinks that Montez Ford attacked him, and then Sami helps Jimmy up, and then they leave the ring, and Ford's left there with the title, but down on the ground or whatever. Yeah, that's it. That's Backlash. Backlash. 4 important titles being defended. On a episode of Raw. Actually, no, SmackDown. Sorry, it should be SmackDown. We have, I don't know, I got rid of him. Montez Ford does end up defending the WWE Championship against Sami Zayn. So on a main event episode of SmackDown, an episode of SmackDown, like a week later, Montez Ford's like, fine, I'll defend this against you. And Montez Ford is, at this point, starting to get a feel of himself slowly, and he's like, hold up, I didn't attack you. And he's finally standing up for himself and telling himself that, actually, hold up, I am enough. I am enough as a person. I am enough as a superstar, and I am enough to defend this title and hold this title. And he defends it against Sami Zayn on the main event of an episode of SmackDown. Montez Ford, though, however, does retain. And the thing is, like, I think this is, a really cool match, and it's really nice to see this title being defended on an episode of SmackDown, We have one more PLE in May, and it's at the very end of May, so last week of May, because I have Backlash at the beginning of May, and then there's a PLE at the end of May, and so that gives that 3 to 4 weeks to build up to it, and it is King and Queen of the Ring. Yes. Yes. So here it is. Obviously, they have the qualifiers leading up to this match. Also, I just realized now, the main reason why Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee lost the titles to Damien and Bad Bunny is actually because Penta got involved with those shenanigans, and Penta actually cost Rey Mysterio the match. He snuck around, got close to the ring and then, like, attacked Rey, allowing, Bad Bunny to pin Dragon Lee. So Penta is the reason why they lost the tag team titles, which is why the opening match to King and Queen of the Ring is Penta versus Rey Mysterio. Now, you gotta think about this. This is a WrestleMania match. Seriously. It really is. And the fact that it's happening on this random PLE is pretty special. It's pretty exciting, etc., etc. And yeah, simply all I can say is this is an excellent match, and Penta wins this. I think this is also really just, it kind of adds a bit of flavor to the King and Queen of the Ring PLE. I think this adds a bit of flavor, a bit of, nice. Yeah, I think it's a very advertisable match. Also interesting how this year in real life, 2025, sorry, not 2026 because it's 2026 now, 2025, they did the King and the Queen of the Ring, but at Night of Champions, they didn't have a separate PLE for it. They had the whole crown process and the grand finals of it at Night of Champions PLE. I thought that was very interesting, but I prefer the actual King and Queen of the Ring PLE. The next match is the promised tag team match. The women's defending this are of course Cora Jade and Roxanne Perez defending their women's tag team championship belts against the WrestleMania winners. If I can find them, Kiana James and Jada Parker for the women's tag team championship belts. I think this is an excellent match. Just thinking about it, the movesets, Kiana's actually really good. So is Jada, and then Cora and Roxanne being obviously a part of the Mean Girls, and this just looks like a very advertising match as well. Looks very good. And it's really good to have the women's tag team belts defended on a PLE. And the winners of this match are Roxanne and Cora. They retain the tag team titles, which sucks for Jada and Kiana because they had to wait like a solid month and a bit just to have this promised match. It's very annoying for them and frustrating, but they have victories along the road down, so don't you worry. They stay as a women's tag team for a while, Kiana and Jada, but obviously, yeah, they're the good guys in this match, and obviously the bad guys are the Mean Girls, Roxanne and Cora. And yeah, that's the second match of this PLV. The third match, because there's only 4 matches for this PLE as well. The third match is for the women's Queen of the Ring finals match, and so obviously there's one from Raw and one from SmackDown, and I think this is just I can imagine this just being a crazy match. We have why are these locked? Because I have them in 2K24. Seriously, bro. Rhea Ripley representing Raw, and the final from SmackDown is Charlotte Flair from SmackDown. So this, as you can tell, is a huge match. Remember, they had a match literally at WrestleMania 39 for the women's SmackDown title. I don't remember if they had a match in 2025 or not in my story, but regardless, this is huge. They haven't seen each other for a while. They're finally versing each other again. And this is for the women's Queen of the Ring. Remember, the winner of this match gets a title opportunity at SummerSlam, which is really, really cool. And yeah, look, can you guess who the winner is? Because the winner here is Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley wins the crown. If Rhea and Charlotte didn't verse in my 2025, that means a 2-0 since, their main roster debut. Because I know Rhea defended her NXT title against Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania 36, I believe. However, I don't know if you count that as a main event debut match, but I don't know because I'm not sure if Rhea was on the main roster then or if she was a part of NXT, hence then her holding the NXT title. And yeah, that is that one right there. Next up is Rhea Ripley wins the crown. Next up is just checking. It is the men's King of the Ring match. Here we go. So this is it. Representing SmackDown, we have Roman Reigns, which can be remember because Bloodline are currently on SmackDown, which is yeah. So Roman Reigns is obviously representing SmackDown in this, and he is going against CM Punk from Raw. Really, that's. Sorry, my headphones cut out then for a bit. King and the King of the Ring match. This is literally a WrestleMania main event. Literally, it's about to be 2026 WrestleMania in real life. It's literally about to be a Roman versus Punk for the World Heavyweight Championship. And this is Roman versus Punk for King of the Ring. And the winner of this match is Roman Reigns. So Roman Reigns gets his crown back. Roman Reigns gets his crown, meaning he gets his title opportunity at SmackDown. And it's very interesting, this whole dynamic, because upon Roman Reigns' return, his return was in the King of the Ring qualifying first round picks, whatever, first qualifying match. That was his return. And Roman Reigns has now realized what it's like to earn something. He's pushed himself through and he's worked for it and he deserves it and he earned it because he put himself and worked through all of the qualifying matches just to get here. It's not like he's just been given this crown, like he's been given every title defense save in his 1300-day title reign when he had a bloodline member sacrifice themselves for him. He had to do this himself, but he had to earn, it's not even about that, it's just the fact that he earned it. Sadly, Punk got a loss here, but I remember he won at WrestleMania against Dolph Ziggler, so he's still fresh, and he's still got a few good years in him. I think I have him retire in 2028, or 2029, I believe. But yeah, so he does have some good story coming up, but don't worry. But for now, the main event of this PLE, Roman Reigns wins the crown. Next up is June. At the end of June, I have a PLE, and I. If I can find Fastlane, that would be appreciate. There's no Fastlane. Are you serious? Why is this game so bad? In arenas, and I had like I swear, like over 10 WrestleMania arenas as well because of the 40 years of WrestleMania. This is ridiculous. I don't know what to pick for this. It doesn't matter. Let me just go back to King Queen of the Ring. But this is Fastlane. This is gonna pee me off because I'm gonna have to download Fastlane because I downloaded Bad Bunny and this. The music theme for Fastlane is Rubber by Kirby, which is really good. So it's a good song and it goes with the fast theme of this whole entire PLE. I'm gonna have to download Fastlane, I reckon. And this is a stacked PLE, something to look forward to for June. And let's start things off right. This is how you should start off. Also, I've got the poster of this PLE in my head, and on the cover I see Rhea with her crown, Roman with his crown, and then I saw, I think, Zelina Vega and Naomi, and Sasha and Jade, because they have matches in this, but kind of just spoiled it. But yeah, anyway. See, that's the downloaded AJ Lee. Look how bad that looks. Okay, so opening match to Fastlane, this is an epic match, is Zelina Vega defending her Women's Intercontinental Championship against Rhea Ripley. Remember, Rhea Ripley is Queen of the Ring, and despite Rhea Ripley getting a WWE title shot at SmackDown, oh, I think she's on Raw, so it's a World Heavyweight Championship shot on SmackDown at SummerSlam. Despite that, she's also, she's a main event, so she can do what she wants. She can be in what position she wants, and she wants to go for the Women's Intercontinental Championship at this time and go against Selena. And like I said previously with WrestleMania, this is really good because this year is about giving Zelina Vega the pedestal to really have an identifiable career. And that's not to say that she hasn't got one, but I'm just saying this will really elevate her with this epic title reign. And so, with the really big opponents that she goes against, like, for example, when she won it, it was against Maxine Dupree and Lyra. They're not the biggest stars, but then at WrestleMania, she defended it against Nia Jax, and now she's defending it against Rhea Ripley in the opening match to Fastlane. And she retains, which is very interesting. In most cases, in most scenarios, you would assume that Rhea would pin Zelina, but Zelina pushes through. She gets the pin, and I think it's really important that Zelina does defend this, to have a few more title defenses because Rhea, and like, it's really important for Zelina, but also Rhea also has her own title shot coming up at SummerSlam. So this was kind of just a fill off for Rhea between now and SummerSlam, and this is a really good match. And yeah, but Zelina retains her Intercontinental Championship. The next match is a singles match for the United States Championship, and so it's Logan Paul going against the champion AJ Styles. Remember, AJ Styles won this at WrestleMania in a triple threat against Logan and Chad Gable, and now Logan's actually going back after it, and he wants this title, and he's going against AJ freaking Styles. And Logan wins this, so we have a new United States champion in Logan Paul. I can imagine this being a really nice match. I can imagine this being a lot better than what the actual real-life 2025 WrestleMania match was, because that match was hideous, and it wasn't even the Logan Paul that we know and love. At that WrestleMania, because, he usually comes out with the gimmicks, the Prime bottle, and he has the movesets, and the big, massive moves, or the big entrance, WrestleMania 39. It was his birthday. He came on a Flying Fox thing. WrestleMania 40, he had a Prime truck that had a Prime bottle gun that was shooting flames at the stage. And then I can't even remember what his WrestleMania 41 entrance was, because it was obviously not that important if I couldn't remember it, or not that special. But yeah, this match I can imagine being a lot better. But yeah, Logan Paul wins the title and AJ Styles loses it. So AJ Styles held it, because Fastlane is in June, so yeah, for a couple of months. The next matchup is for the Women's WWE Championship, and so defender who won this championship at WrestleMania against her best friend Bayley is now defending the Women's WWE Championship against Charlotte Flair. Now, the way that they organize this match is interesting. Charlotte Flair, being who she is, she can just, boom, be there, I want a title. She can just call it. That's her status. That's her role in this company, is because of her career that she's had. She's at the state where she can just call a title shot whenever she wants. And she's going against Naomi. Naomi needs to defend this title because, she won it at WrestleMania and hasn't defended it yet. And yeah, remember, it's babyface Naomi, the Glow Naomi. And Yeah, Naomi retains, which is impressive, and also sad for Charlotte because she's just lost two huge matches in two PLEs in a row. Um, but yeah, that's what it is. So Naomi retains the Women's WWE Championship. Next up is a match. Also, he was on the cover of the PLE poster that I have in my head. The King Roman Reigns. The episode of SmackDown after King and Queen of the Ring, he calls out an open challenge for someone to, he's like, who wants to fight me at King and Queen of the Ring? And the person that responded to him on SmackDown was this man, um, Omos. And Omos wants to respond to this. Roman and Omos, first time in the ring. This is huge. It's the King Roman Reigns. And he wants to show off his crown by, being a king and beating a monster that could literally take down a throne. And so Roman Reigns, the Kings versus Omos. And the winner of this is Roman, as he should because he's the king. And Omos can take a fall without looking weak because he is a monster. He's a 7'7", I think it's 7.3 foot tall man. I don't know, but Omos looks really good, and Omos uh, does actually destroy Roman for majority of the match. Roman really struggles to pin Omos. I don't want this to be a squash match where Roman easily pins Omos or Omos really damages and hurts Roman. Omos does really damage and hurt Roman, but then Roman gets back and gets up and then somehow pushes through the bang, but then Omos is still putting him down, but Roman somehow picks up the victory here. Pinning. The main event of this match is the Women's World Heavyweight Championship match. There's an excellent build up to this match, I must say. Um, Going into Fastlane, it's a very believable one as well, if that makes sense. Where you think, oh, maybe the challenger might win, the person that Jade's feuding with. And it is Sasha Banks. We have Sasha Banks versus Jade Cargill for the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. I think this is an excellent match, especially to main event Fastlane. I really see it being an excellent match. And it gets close. It gets really close at some times, but Jade ends up picking up the victory and retaining. However, this does not make Sasha look weak because she really tries and she gets close on multiple occasions. But however, she does lose. So not the best year for Sasha, knowing that she lost at WrestleMania and in the main event of Fastlane, but her being in the main event. And it's one of those really convincing build-ups. This isn't a filler match at all means. This is not a filler match for Jade Cargill's title reign, waiting for SummerSlam or whatever. This is not a filler match. This is a very important special match. Sasha takes it seriously, etc. And yeah. Sorry, I just had to cough. My voice is really sore because I just realized I've been talking a lot.
Um,
Up the Raw after King and Queen of the Ring, there is a segment. Somebody returns. It is the return of Seth Rollins on a Monday Night Raw. And the first thing that he does when he comes back is he calls out the Black Mask for a World Heavyweight Championship match. But as he's doing so, he's interrupted by Roman Reigns' music. Now remember, they finished a 12-year-old feud at WrestleMania in Hell in a Cell. And this gives time for Seth to really recover. Coming back now. I think this is the start of July or something, or the very end of June. I thought Fastlane was the last week of June. I don't know. I think I got some of the weeks mixed up. Roman returns, but he comes out and he apologizes while also thanking Seth for showing him the truth. Roman offers to team up with Seth again, but Seth temporarily declines because he says he's just called out Randy. But Seth says in the near future he will. Now this is a massive, meaningful moment on Monday Night Raw because it's Roman realizing Seth was right. I actually got to work my ass off to actually get these things, and they feel a lot more better when I've deserve them and I win them, and I know that I've worked hard for them, rather than having these titles just given to me and saved by these family members of mine. And it's a very meaningful moment, and it's a huge step in Roman Reigns' career because for the first time he's actually welcoming Seth. He's actually wanting to team with Seth. It's not like he's teaming with Seth just for the sake of it. It's not like say Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns versus Solo and Jacob at Bad Blood 2024. Roman teamed with Cody then, not because he wanted to team up with Cody, but because he wanted to fight Solo and Jacob. In this instance, Roman does want to team up with Seth, and it's a huge moment. It's a huge, big deal, and it can definitely gain some viewership back into WWE because a lot of fans are going to be happy seeing that these two are now friends again. And so, yeah, Seth said, look, let me handle the business that I'm going to handle, and then we can team up. And Roman's like, good. Because Roman realizes that Seth was telling the truth, and that Roman realizes that he was a bad person, and he had been a bad person. And he apologizes, which is a big thing. Remember, he also did apologize to the OG Bloodline when they teamed up again in 2025, I'm pretty sure, yeah. On the next week, on a following SmackDown, then a couple of weeks from now, Bayley gets a title opportunity. My girl Bayley. But so to earn this title opportunity, she has to go through a. She goes to number one, and if she wins the gauntlet match, she gets an opportunity to face a random woman's title at Money in the Bank. Okay, so she's number one. The first opponent that she has to beat is Chelsea Green, which Bayley does so. Number three. So the next person Bayley has to try beat is Natalya. Bayley does so. Number four. I can't believe she's still in this game. Shotzi, which she does. Number five is Piper Niven, which she does. Number six which is actually an interesting call up. And this is her main roster debut, I believe, besides, or maybe the Royal Rumble, but she goes back to NXT for a little bit because I don't really have her used properly for a while, but Lola Vice is number six. Lola Vice give her, and I think that comes up in the next few years. Remember, it's only 2026, so she just shows up on a random episode of SmackDown for this, but it's nice. The person Bayley has to beat is Charlotte Flair, and somehow Bayley beats all these six other women and wins the match. Bayley is dead after this match, but she's earned a shot at a title, and it's kind of like a mystery wheel. Adam Pearce spins it, and Nick Aldis spins it, and it lands on the Women's United States Championship, which is Bayley's like, hold on, I don't their relationship with Bianca. Remember, 2024, and and I think it might in my 2025. Bailey was really awkward with that. They teamed up at Survivor Series 2024, I think. Um, because the thing is, Bailey is best friends with Naomi, but obviously Bailey and Bianca have a massive past when Bailey was a part of Damage Control being the heel in their situation, and when Bailey turned good after being kicked out of Damage Control, Bianca still didn't believe that she was good. Bianca still hated her, etc. I'm just recapping this. You guys already know this most likely, but then obviously Naomi felt bad for Bailey, and Bailey and Naomi became best friends again. Obviously they had a past as well in the 2010s. But Bailey is very unsure about this, unsettled. Um, and yeah, I'm just trying to look at something. Okay, okay, all good, all good. This match happens at Bailey is like, you know, certain about how she's going to do this with Bianca, and she tries to tell Bianca, "Look, I'm your friend. We're cool, right? We're cool. We're not friends, but we're not enemies. We're cool. I'm not." And Bianca now, obviously still in a babyface, she's very annoyed that she's going against Bailey, and Bianca believes that Bailey chose her still, and Bianca believes that Bailey wants to fight Bianca, and it's this whole thing. Bailey's like, "No, I didn't choose this to happen. It was a mystery title opportunity." The bank. The bank, indeed. Oh, Money in the Bank. Okay. I'll do the 2024 one, why not? The opening match to Money in the Bank is the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. So actually, I should go. Is it just ladder? I believe. Oh, wait, no. No. Oh my god, I'm sorry, guys. Um. See, nah, I was understanding ambulance. Oh, it's not alphabetical order. That doesn't necessarily help. It's ladder, but it's. Oh, here we go. This is what I'm after. It's obviously six way. Let's do this. So there's some random women in here. Um, Also, I don't. So obviously there are, there might be tag team defenses, tag team changes, or more so just defenses on episodes of Raw and SmackDown, especially with the women tag team titles, the women's and also the men's world tag team titles. With the WWE tag team titles, with Cody and Brock, they mainly just get used at major PLEs like WrestleMania, because of their main events. Ladder match, we have the following. Is in this match. I don't know why thing just goes quiet randomly. I don't know why it does that. I really don't. AJ Lee's in there. We have a member of the Mean Girls, female. We have Carmella. She's in there. We do have Charlotte Flair. Hopefully she can win this one. Do you reckon she will? Charlotte Flair. I didn't do the Money in the Bank qualifying matches for this year, but I think I have in future years, which is something to think about. Um, Obviously Bailey's not in this match because she's the Women's United States Champion. we do have. Where is she? Stephanie Vacquer. Um, I don't give her a good push, which is really bad because I should. But obviously, it was hard to tell because they didn't give Stephanie Vacquer a proper main roster push until like when she won the her Money in the Bank match last year, like in real life 2025 Money in the Bank match, and then obviously going into beating Io Sky for the title at WrestlePalooza, one of the worst PLEs of the year, the worst PLE of the year. But obviously, that was all after I done this list, and so I didn't really know much about Stephanie when I did this list. So I didn't give her a main event push, but I promise you that I gave her one in the upcoming years. It's a very awkward situation that I get ended up in. Pardon me. Well, defending the title, we do have Becky Lynch in this match as well, and also. Um, oh, here we go. Sorry, I'm all over the place. Um, the Irresistible Force, Nia Jax. Look, you can't tell me that this is a stacked women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Just imagine the moves, the brutality. Like, I can't believe WWE hasn't done a match this good for Money in the Bank. Like, the 2025 Women's Money in the Bank ladder match was absolutely stacked. However, they botched it. Like, the booking was terrible for that match, and it took so long for them to set up the moments. And when the moments happened, they weren't even that big or special, or they fumbled, or they botched, etc., etc. Um, but yeah, the winner of the women's Money in the Bank ladder match is Carmella. Carmella wins this, which is interesting because I'm pretty sure she was the first ever women's Money in the Bank ladder match winner. So she's won it again, and it kind of gives her that final career boost, to elevate her in her career. Because I have a quit in the next couple, not yet, but like in a few years, I stop using her to let the new stars shine through. But this is a stacked women's Money in the Bank ladder match. Just imagine the brutality and the force of Charlotte, Becky, Nia, Stephanie doing the devil's kiss onto the ladders would be sexy as hell. And yeah, but Kamala wins. Kamala wins the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. The next match is um, for the Women's United States Championship match. As mentioned, it is Bianca Belair defending the title against Bayley. And it's really interesting because, like I said, this is an awkward match because Bayley doesn't want to seem like the bad guy. She's not. These are both baby faces, but Bianca's just sick and tired of dealing with Bayley from the Damage Control days. And yeah, that's it. And awkwardness, and because Bayley feels so uncomfortable in this match, she's Bianca wins. Bianca ends up winning because Bayley gets distracted because there's times when Bayley feels uncomfortable fighting her, and then she will lock in and try to fight her, but it's too late at that point, and just it's an awkward match. And Bayley, she really hoped to get shot at the WWE title against Jade. She beat her Elimination Chamber, or even oh sorry, I tried the Women's World Championship because that's what Jade has, not the WWE title. Because even though Bayley was assigned to SmackDown, the Mystery Wheel had also the Women's Intercontinental Championship, so she couldn't end up going against Selena. The four options. Championship, and yeah, that's it. And Bianca retains, and that's it. The next match is the returning Seth freaking Rollins, baby, going against the Black Mask of Randy Orton. I should probably do that get the black mask work for Randy because I want to use it so much. For the World Heavyweight Championship, and this is pretty much copy and paste from 2024. Seth Rollins returns from his WrestleMania 40 huge moments and then returns on an episode of Raw and calls out Damian Priest for the World Heavyweight Championship. And he's just done the same thing here. I think it's really cool being able to assign a superstar to a PLE. When you picture a PLE, sometimes you think of a specific wrestler, and when you think of Money in the Bank, you just have to think of Seth freaking Rollins. And I feel like he has to be a part of every Money in the Bank PLE, because of his career as the Money in the Bank champ holder, and then he's cashing obviously at the WrestleMania against Roman or whatever. I think it was Roman and Brock. Yeah, just like, bruh. Anyway, the winner of this match is the Black Mask. The Black Mask actually retains the World Heavyweight Championship without the help of Braun Strowman, mind you. Because remember, Braun Strowman and his army of people in black masks and black suits running around, being his servant and workers for the Black Mask himself. But Randy Orton, the Black Mask, retains. The final match of this PLE is the actual men's Money in the Bank ladder match. Which is a big one. Here. You guys excited for this? This is a stacked, like an absolutely stacked men's Money in the Bank ladder match. First up, we have Trick Williams. Now, with Trick, same with what I was saying to like Lola or whatever, but I give Trick more, but I give Trick a big boost, a big main event run in a few years to come, in 2030 onwards. Obviously, it's only 2026 here. I do have him on the main roster between now and 2030 as well, but I have him in the mid card, which is very wrong to do because of how good he is on NXT and stuff. But just because of all these other stories and feuds that I have displayed and played out, and I think that Trick, I just have him in the mid card for a few more years. Because think of how lucky Trick actually is in real life. Like, he's gone from the main event of NXT straight to the main event of the main roster. I mean, he was in a WWE Championship contender match at Saturday Night's main event. He's facing famous stars like Ray Phoenix, Randy Orton, Sami Zayn. Like, he's on the mic, he's really good. He's gotten the spotlight. He was in the Elimination Chamber, really good in the Rumble, etc., etc. Next up, we do have, in this Money in the Bank ladder match, we have Jacob Fatu. We have Sami Zayn, the return of Sami Zayn. Remember, he's gotten himself into this match. We do have, I've actually got this guy in it. Let's go. Chad Gable's in this. He was really good as El Grande Americano in the 2025 Money in the Bank ladder match. It's really good. Who else do we have? We have CM Punk's in this match. And who's your last one? Oh, Dolph Ziggler, who's not in this game, sadly. This is also a hell of a stacked men's Money in the Bank ladder match. I must say so myself. This would be crazy. Imagine the brutality of Jacob. Remember, Jacob is a beast. He doesn't take damage. Hit him with 3 chairs and he'll be fine, mate. So here's a bit of a story that happens. Remember, Chad Gable could be suplexing people into ladders, suplexing ladders themselves. Sami Zayn could be doing helluva kicks into ladders. Punk can do a GDS into like a ladder, like just off a ladder as well. Possibilities are endless. Pardon me. And at one point in the match, because in the build-up to Money in the Bank, the Wyatt Six have started to make a return slowly, spying on Sami. And at one point in the match, Sami Zayn is on top of the ladder. None of the other five contestants are near Sami Zayn, near the ladder. Sami Zayn is literally at the top of the ladder. He's about to reach for it. Then the screen goes black. The arena goes black. Then the arena turns on, and there's Uncle Howdy on top of the ladder, across from Sami on the other side of the ladder. Uncle Howdy attacks Sami. Sami falls. Lights go off. Uncle Howdy disappears, and then Sami's on the bottom of the ring, and then everyone's injured. Like I said, no one's near the ring. Sami Zayn's now obviously injured, so he can't climb the ladder. And then CM Punk comes out and wins. CM Punk wins the Money in the Bank contract, which is crazy. That is crazy. That is impressive and crazy. And it's good to give CM Punk a win because he is a main eventer, and obviously he lost at King and Queen of the Ring. Obviously he won at WrestleMania against Dolph Ziggler, who's also in this match. Also, Dolph Ziggler will make this match look 10 times better than what it actually is at the same time, because Dolph Ziggler is the best at selling. So, it's just an excellent match. And there you guys have it. That is Money in the Bank. So obviously the women's Money in the Bank winner was Carmella. The men's was CM Punk. Bianca retains the United States Championship. And the Black Mask retains the World Heavyweight Championship. Now, that's it for now, guys. This is part 4, and it's the end. This is the end. And next up we have one more PLE at the end of July before going into August, which covers SummerSlam. So we'll go over that next in the next video. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys are enjoying this. Keep up with the content, and peace out.